I saw a video and it was talking about the black church keeping black women single. And you're right. I'm going to explain why it happens. Let's talk about it. Okay. Now, they say that the black church is 80% women. Do you know why? Black men see the scamming going on when it comes to the church. Not all churches, no. Most. There's a lot of BS. And these male preachers have a congregation of mostly women. In some churches, he's sleeping with multiple women. These are facts. Do you think that man wants other men to come in and see what he's doing and explain to women, hey, can't you see this bullshit? No, he doesn't. So what he does is what female preachers do, which I'm against. That's a whole nother situation. But he speaks in a feminist way, and they tell women to wait. If you don't have a man in your life, then work on yourself and it'll just come to you. So let's just say you didn't have a job. Would you wait? Would you just wait for it to come to you? Or would you go out and get it? See, feminist women are so interested in speaking about the Bible until you start pointing things out that are in the Bible that women should be doing. Feminist women, which are all throughout the church, they love to talk about how a man should do this, and they want men to stay in their old ways, but they want to be new women. You can't have both. The women that preach, they want to stay in that leadership position. So do you think they're going to encourage men? Because women are more susceptible to things that they're being told, especially when it's coming from a place that they respect. Men ask more questions. Men are more difficult. This is why you have seen the majority of black men move away from the Christian church. The majority of black men are either not Christian or they're Christian and they just don't participate in an active church, or they're Muslim. A lot of brothers are Muslims. Why? Because in that religion, you can't have women doing certain things that, it's all over the black church now. Now, something like homosexuality. I remember when I was young, we all had like a gay dude that was in the church and everybody knew he was in the choir and he sung. But it wasn't something that was put on the front line. Like now, you have preachers that openly accept this stuff, knowing that it's a sin. So regardless of what the Bible says, this is what you allow. Men see right through it. You have women that go to church dressed in a certain way. And In the Bible, it says that a woman should be modest. That's not what's happening. So men see through all of this BS. Now, I'm talking to the church-going ladies. I'm not talking about the Jezebels. To the church-going ladies, if you want a man, seek one. But when that man starts speaking to you about certain things, don't just cut him off when it comes to what he's telling you about the church. Because he's probably right. Look at that clip of the preacher turning down, I believe it was $1,200 or $1,400, because he wanted people to donate $2,000. That man is a piece of poo. It's ridiculous. This is why you have so many of them driving around in Rolls Royces while their congregation is struggling to pay bills. These are things that men are not willing to accept. So they would rather have a church full of women and weak men. Now, ladies that go to church, I want you to ask yourself, the men that you see there, are they strong men? Probably not, right? There's a reason strong men are not there. Something else that a lot of women, and I'm not sure about all of the women in church, but a lot of you used to have Jezebel spirit, or you still do. Men are not willing to make a wife of a woman that has had a whole phase. That's not something that we're okay with. And a lot of women call it insecure and all this BS because you expect men to feel about that the way you do. See, most women, don't mind when a man is experienced, because then he's going to know what to do to you and how to make you feel good. But a man does not want his woman coming like that. He does not want you to come knowing how to do certain stuff. No hands, and I won't get too descriptive, but you know what I'm saying. So even though he might want that for his plaything, notice you don't get too far when it comes to a relationship. He'll keep you to play around with you. But when you come out the gate like that, because you know what he thinks? How many other men has she done this to? How many times has she done this to get this good? It doesn't matter if you try to just creep a little bit out on them. Since you heard this video, maybe this is the first time you've heard a male say this. But there are a lot of things that women today do that let men know, ooh, she's one of those. Now, he's not going to tell you that. But this is what he's thinking. Trust me. Men realize that they can get what they want out of you physically and not even have a relationship anymore. There are women that want that. Like I heard a lady say, you don't want a man in your house, but you want him in your bed. It's the truth. You don't want to be under the leadership of a man, but you still want to deal with one. When a man tells you, don't wear that, oh, he's controlling. No. We're trying to keep you safe because we know there are some sickos out there. So if you get caught up with a sicko because you wanted to go outside with your ass cheeks hanging out, now I have to go outside and physically beat this man up. Or maybe get killed in defense of you. All because you chose to go outside wearing something that deep down inside you know you shouldn't have. But your body, your choice, right? So then you have to protect yourself when you don't listen to a man. So this is where we've gotten, where you want a man in your bed, but you don't want him in your house. That spirit is in the church. The more black people adopted and integrated with white people and adopted their ways, I'm going to explain something. This is one way black people adopted, or something that we adopted. Dating. In the 90s, people didn't call it dating. Because you know what you get when you go dating? It spirals into all these different relationships. You have a roster. Isn't that what they call it now? So it's easy for a woman to all of a sudden have slept with 40 men. And once you slept with 40 men, it's going to be hard to settle down with somebody, even if mentally you think you want to. You know why? Because now you are going to compare that one man to 40 penises. So you're never going to be satisfied. On top of the fact that one penis that was extraordinarily good, you'll always compare him to that one. And when women have slept with that many men, I'm sure you have 1, 2, maybe 3 that were crazy. They had your knees shaking when you got out the bed. But that was all he was good at. He was good at sex. He knew how to knock the bottom out that thing. So now, when you try to settle down with the good guy and he doesn't tickle those fancies, guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna revert back to Hold'em. Men know this. Now, if you are a virtuous woman, meaning you kept it closed and you didn't go around just sleeping with everybody, you can't miss what you never had. So this is why in the 90s, there was no such thing as dating in the black community. You meet somebody, you meet people. We just met. We used to go to the park. We used to go for walks. All the things that women should be doing now to meet men so that you can group up, get married. Now, you don't even have to get married. Just have your relationship. Me personally, I didn't want to get married. And it's not because I saw it as a bad thing, but it's a piece of paper. It's an agreement with the government. Now, what made me get married is my wife longed for my last name. And I remember we were in the hospital and the lady came out and she was dealing with my son. And he said my last name, my son's last name. And my wife had this look on her face. I could tell she was like a sad look. And I was like, what's wrong? She was like, I'm the only one that doesn't fit. It was something of that nature. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, I don't have your last name. Like you guys have like the same last name. I was like, wow. I didn't even realize she looked at it like that. So eventually we get married, and it didn't change anything. Everything remained the same. Everything felt the same. I looked at her as my wife before we got married. It's just now it's legal. So we have been together over 20 years. Nothing has changed, and everything is still great. But we met up. We didn't go on dates. She didn't expect all this stuff. Oh, if he doesn't have this, then he's not acceptable. See, the women today, many of you, a majority of you, have gotten rid of the guy that you should marry or that you should have been with for the rest of your life. You've already lost him and you don't even know it. And you lost him because of some stupid shit that you heard on the internet from another woman that doesn't have a man. You see how dumb that is? Like I said, women are more susceptible to things they hear and promotions they see. Look it up. This isn't something that I'm just saying. So when you hear women say, oh, he has to be 6 feet, have 6 inches, and make 6 figures, look online and look how many women say this. Some women are not even worthy of that. Some women are average. Most people are average people. The average man in America makes about $40,000 to $50,000. It's a 5-figure dude. And a lot of these women are 5-figure women. You make around that much. But you don't want him. You want the millionaire guy. Or you want the guy that's making 6 figures. That's the 1%. The millionaire guy is the 1%. So the majority would be about 65, 70%. So 75% of women want either the millionaire guy, who's 1%, or the 6-figure guy, who's 15%. 15% of men make 6 figures. That's a small amount for 75. Think about it. So when women adopted, black women I'm speaking on, I don't care about white women. Not that I don't care about you, like I don't want you to die or anything, but I care about my people as far as what my people are going through. So when black women started adopting these things from white people, it destroyed our society. Same as feminism. A lot of women don't know where feminism comes from, yet you practice it. Understand, the lady who created feminism created the feminist Bible. Did you know that? And do you know where she got the Bible from? The real Bible. But all she did was take the pieces out that had anything to do with anything positive that had a man in there. In the Bible, it goes God, man, woman, child, in that order. But to a feminist, it's about woman. Where do you think that ideology came from? So you're poisoning your brains with something that came from something that a lot of you speak about, but you don't practice. So men see all of this. And this is why we are in the condition that we're in. For the women that don't have the Jezebel spirits, that are church-going girls, I would advise you to start seeking out a good man. Be proactive. Because men are not in the places that you go. If you notice, they have made church into a woman thing because they can extract finances out of you. The women have become an engine for church. Without you guys, the church doesn't run. So of course, they're going to cater to you. I learned something a long time ago, and it's the truth. And I want you to try to see if you can disprove this. Anything that money becomes involved with, it corrupts and destroys. The black church is very money motivated now. So it's corrupt. I'm not telling you to no longer believe in God, but how does that preacher or reverend have a better relationship with the God than you do? All they do is read from the book, and then they interpret it in a way that makes it beneficial to them. And they spew these things to you. And they try to teach you these things. Lost my light. They try to teach you these things as if you can't interpret these things on yourself. And I know that the Bible can be confusing. It confuses me sometimes. This is why you reread it. So, again, be proactive. For the Jezebels, some of you will find a simp, a husband, or whatever you want to call him. But I'm not sure it's gonna last because, like I said, you'll return to your ways because you've done too much. The part of your brain that produces oxytocin or used to produce oxytocin doesn't work anymore. This is why, remember the first guy you slept with and you had that crush on him and you just loved him so much? That's oxytocin. That's what it does. I've been with my wife for all these years, and she still acts like that little girl. And I love that shit. It's everything to me. You know why? Because oxytocin still functions in her brain. Do you know what happens when you sleep with hordes of men? Your brain no longer produces it. And all the women that have done this is why you can sleep with man after man, but you don't feel much anymore, do you? It's all about money now. It's all about what's beneficial to you versus those first few guys that you slept with and you liked them. And then all of a sudden that feeling just went away. And now you're trying to chase it like a crackhead. But what you don't realize is it's never going to come back. This is what I want young women to avoid. Have a good one.